and to the future that we are making together.
My heart is beating out of my chest, so bear with me, and I'll be quick. My name is Geraldine. I'm a senior here at Colby, and I'm speaking tonight as scared and nervous as I am because I love Colby tremendously. I respect Colby, and I'm so proud of all that we have accomplished. But it is because of this love I am committed to making it the best place it can be for every one of us. Today we celebrate our unique history and our present. And while for me this day is filled with great joy, it is also filled with sadness. I can't help but think about what I hope we'll be celebrating 5, 10, and 20 years in our future. And I'm standing here because I believe Colby isn't giving its students what we deserve. I am concerned that the ways in which Colby runs as a lean institution limits our potential to thrive. I am concerned that if we do not critically think about this together, that our hopes and dreams of our future will inevitably be undermined. I've been thinking about many important issues that all of us students care about, and I realize that nearly all of them pertain to a lack of resources. The need for a Gender and Sexual Diversity Resource Center, more safe spaces on campus, a Learning Differences program and center, improved counseling services, better institutional support for diversity and equality. They are all integral to Colby's future, and I know that we all know this. Without these resources, we are not only doing an injustice to our students, but we also hamper our ability as a community to move forward. I could go on for hours with stories about students suffering and not having access to the resources they need to survive and flourish here. Racism, classism, ableism, sexism, and homophobia are all serious issues here just as they are around the world. Disordered eating, depression, rape, it happens here. I challenge us to be better than this. We have not fulfilled our potential. I ask that we commit to change so that Colby can become all that we dream it to be. With only love, admiration, and a sincere sadness in leaving the place I call home this spring, I ask us together to be better, to do justice to ourselves, to support all students. I ask that we move forward because we are Colby and we can do better. And you'll notice in the audience that there are people wearing red. Some people might be wearing red and not know that this is happening. But if you are wearing red in solidarity, it's not meant to be oppositional in a negative way. It's because we love Colby and unified together we want to make it a better place. So thank you for giving students a voice.
Relax. Thank you. It was 4 years ago, upon arriving here, that I sat here for President Adams' first address to the class of 2013. From within the audience, a student stood. He said his name, he was from Pakistan, and he said, "I am Colby." Student after student stood and repeated the speech. So allow me to begin by saying, I am Kyle Miglerini, I am from Stoneham, Massachusetts, and I am Colby. Stoneham is a middle-class town north of Boston. I went to Stoneham Public High School. My parents went there too. When I was accepted to Colby, my parents and friends were astounded, and I was thrilled. When I received the acceptance envelope in the mail, I opened the letter within and read aloud, "Welcome to the class of 2013. By that time, my mom had already thrown her arms around me. I read that letter over and over, swelling with pride. It took doubt away from my future, knowing my education would be second to none. However, tonight on the 200th anniversary of Colby, it is time for us not only to celebrate our history, but to discuss the state of the college and the state of higher education across the country. A college degree, which once symbolized a better future, has become a necessity for entry-level jobs, and the pursuit of it has become a source of incredible debt. While the country went into recession, tuition increased. While colleges found ways to reduce costs, tuition increased. While we took more loans, tuition increased. It is not that Colby does not need revenue so that it can provide for its students and hire faculty and staff. It is that Colby, as well as colleges across the country, have a tremendous and dangerous lack of transparency when it comes to finances. It is unjustifiable to increase tuition costs without providing a complete financial report defending the necessity for such increases. There is a rumor that colleges must increase their prices because if they are less expensive, somehow they are less prestigious. That for some reason, tuition price is the value of our education. Tonight, I remind us and the Colby administration and the Board of Trustees that our prestige comes from its students and from its professors. If Colby's price tag were reduced 1% instead of systematically increasing, would we plummet in the rankings? The answer is obviously no. However, the price fixing that continues nationwide has created an environment that puts each next generation at greater and greater disadvantage. Because the costs of college go unjustified and undisclosed, there will be doubt that I fear covers fundamental illness with the private education system both here and across the country. I call on Colby to examine its policies, to make certain that as students leave, they have the best possible opportunity to pursue a job, further education, and start their professional lives without the crippling burden of debt. So tonight, on the 200th anniversary of Colby College, I ask Colby to rededicate itself to its values of education. And also I ask we, the students, to find our voice, whether that voice is for issues of race, class, gender, sexuality, for the benefit of the professors, fellow students, for the custodians, or the Sodexo employees who serve us every day. Find that voice tonight. It is a great task we must undertake, and we will have detractors, and we will be told it cannot be done. But we must do this work. We must have a rebirth of identity. That in the next 100 years of our history, we resolve to lead towards a better future. I am Kyle Miglerini. I am from Stoneham, Massachusetts, and we are Colby.
Yates wrote, "It takes more courage to examine the dark corners of one's own soul than it does for a soldier to fight on the battlefield." This courageous self-examination is exactly what it takes to transform not just ourselves, but the community we live in.
So Colby, let's examine ourselves. Instead of ignoring the dark corners, we need to focus our energy on exposing them, on fixing them. What do we need as students and members of this community to do more than just survive at the school? What do we need to flourish, to ask questions? What do we need to be supported?
students clamoring for change, for a rebirth of a more supportive and transparent Colby. And we are here to make that change happen. We are a growing group of students comprised of all races, nationalities, identities, and dreams. We have come together in various meetings and are in the process of creating a platform that stands for everything we believe in. We need any and everybody to take a stand for what they believe in, to make positive change here at Colby. It is time to activate our agencies and ignite the passion that will drive us forward.
We will only be here once, and in that time, instead of being ruled by passivity and indifference, it is our duty to recognize that we are all together in this. We all share the same frustrations, the same anger, and the same fear that we're going to leave this place no better than when we walked in.
But it does not have to be that way. Some of the greatest aspects of Colby that we celebrate here today have been the result of the actions of students, faculty, and staff that have come before us. But we cannot stop now. We must pick up the mantle in unity and keep fighting for the change that we all deserve.
So Colby, we call upon you now to set aside the fear, to set aside the complacency and the indifference that has defined us for far too long. So if you are with us, then come work with us to create a school that we can be proud of, to create a school that we can actually feel like we are a part of. It's time now to rise up and to stand together as one, because we are one. We are united. We are Colby, and we refuse to be silent.